There comes a time in life, often somewhere between the ages of 50 and 75, when the world around us begins to feel a little different. The rush slows down, the noise gets softer, and we start to see things with a kind of clarity that only comes from living through decades of experience. We've faced joys and losses, built families, worked hard, and seen how the world changes, and how we change with it. Along the way, we've learned an important truth. Not everything needs to be shared, especially in today's world, where people post every detail of their lives for the world to see. The quiet strength of keeping certain things private becomes more valuable than ever. In fact, for older adults here in the United States, privacy isn't just a preference, it can be a form of protection. It shields our peace of mind, protects our relationships, and helps us hold on to our dignity in a time when that dignity often feels overlooked or underestimated. This isn't about hiding who you are. It's about understanding what parts of your life deserve to be yours alone. Because some things, when kept close to the heart, carry more meaning. They help us move through life with grace, with self-respect, and with a sense of calm that doesn't require anyone else's approval. In this reflection, we'll walk through 9 parts of life that are best left unsaid. Not out of fear, but out of wisdom. You may already be doing this without even realizing it. And if not, maybe something here will help you protect what matters most. If you've ever felt that keeping something to yourself gave you strength, clarity, or peace, I'd love to know. Just type a 1 in the comments. If this is all new to you, that's okay too. Type 0. Either way, your presence here matters. Let's begin. 1. Your age. When people meet you, one of the first things they might ask is your age. It's a common question, often used as an icebreaker, especially in a culture that places heavy value on youth. But as we get older, age becomes a more sensitive subject, something that, when shared, can lead to unintended consequences. Revealing your age might cause others to make assumptions about your capabilities, your health, and even how much time they think you have left. While ageism may not always be obvious, it is very real. People might treat you differently once they know your age, offering unsolicited advice or worse, assuming you're no longer as capable as you once were. This can be particularly painful when people start to treat you as if you're nearing the end of your journey, rather than the vibrant individual you truly are. But here's the truth. Life isn't about how many years you've lived. It's about the experiences you've had, your health, and your attitude. Revealing your age often brings unnecessary assumptions and even anxiety. Instead of focusing on the number of years left, focus on making the most of the time you have. Keeping your age private allows you to live freely on your terms without being boxed in by societal expectations. At the end of the day, life is measured by the moments you create, not the years you count. 2. Money. Financial privacy is key. Let's be honest, when you're in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, you've been through enough in life to know that money isn't just about dollars and cents. It's about stability, peace of mind, and the freedom to make your own choices without having to explain yourself to anyone. By this stage, some of you may have built a comfortable life through years of work and careful planning. Others might still be navigating financial responsibilities. And that's okay. There's no one-size-fits-all journey. But here's the thing. Talking too openly about your financial situation, whether it's strong or struggling, can sometimes do more harm than good. Why? Because people start to treat you differently. If they think you're well off, they may expect favors or support. If they think you're not, they might pity you or worse, assume you didn't plan your life wisely. And at this stage, none of us need that kind of judgment. Your financial story is personal. It's shaped by years of hard decisions, sacrifices, and wisdom. You've earned every bit of your financial freedom, no matter where you stand today. And you don't owe anyone an explanation. Keeping your money matters private gives you control. It helps protect your dignity, your independence, and your relationships. You can still be generous. You can still give. But you get to choose when and how, without pressure, without eyes on your wallet. So if you've ever felt unsure about telling people what you have or what you've done with it, trust your gut. Let them see your values, not your bank balance. That's what truly defines you. 3. Family matters. Not everything needs to be shared. If there's one thing that gets more valuable with time, it's family. The people you've shared holidays with, leaned on during hard times, and watched grow into their own lives. Those relationships carry a lifetime of history. And like anything that deep, they come with their fair share of ups and downs. As we age, especially in our 60s or 70s, the importance of family grows in new ways. Roles start to shift. Adult children may become caregivers. Grandchildren come into the picture. Siblings, once distant, may circle back. And yet, even with all the love that lives within a family, it's important to remember this. Not every family story is meant for public ears. You see, families, no matter how close, aren't perfect. There are arguments that never got resolved, decisions we wish had gone differently, and old wounds that still sting a little. It's normal. Every family has its own dynamic, with complicated emotions tucked into years of memories. But airing those private struggles outside the home doesn't make things better. It often makes them worse. When you share too much about what happens within your family, especially with people who aren't involved, it can create unnecessary gossip, judgment, or tension. Outsiders rarely get the full picture. They hear one side and form opinions. And sometimes those opinions get back to the very people you love, making a difficult situation even harder to heal. Even when you feel hurt or frustrated by a family member, talking about it publicly doesn't lead to peace. It builds walls. It invites others into something deeply personal that they may never truly understand. And more often than not, it prevents you and your loved ones from moving forward. Keeping family matters private doesn't mean you're hiding something. It means you respect the bonds that exist, even when they're strained. It means you're choosing loyalty, not secrecy. You're protecting the space where healing can happen, quietly, slowly, without outside pressure. And let's be honest. When we speak in anger or disappointment, we don't always say things we mean. But once those words are out in the world, they stick. They change how people see our children, our siblings, even our spouses. That's a heavy burden to place on the people we care about. Even if things aren't perfect right now, privacy gives your family a chance to grow without being labeled. It allows the possibility for reconciliation, understanding, or at the very least, peaceful distance. And as we get older, peace becomes a gift we treasure more and more. So if you've got a family matter weighing on you, think twice before sharing it beyond your circle. Talk to someone you trust if you need to process, but don't put your story in the hands of someone who's only listening to judge. Because when it comes to family, what you protect says more about your love than what you reveal. 4. Health is personal. Protect your privacy. Health plays a significant role in our lives, especially as we get older. By the time we reach our 50s, 60s, or beyond, many of us find ourselves managing long-term conditions, taking medications, or undergoing treatments to maintain our well-being. While it's common to discuss health among friends and family, there's a big difference between talking about general concerns and revealing every detail about your health, medications, and treatments. Why is it important to keep these matters private? For one, oversharing your health can lead to unsolicited advice or even pity. Friends and family, even with the best of intentions, might suggest treatments or remedies that aren't scientifically proven or appropriate for your situation. These well-meaning suggestions can be overwhelming, distracting you from the best course of action, or even causing unnecessary stress. Moreover, when you share too much about your health, people may begin to define you by your condition rather than who you truly are. It's all too easy for others to start seeing you only through the lens of your illness or treatment, reducing your identity to that of a patient instead of a person with a lifetime of experience, wisdom, and personality. By keeping your health and treatments private, you maintain control over your own story. You decide who knows about your condition and how much they know. This gives you the space to live your life without the added pressure of being constantly viewed through the lens of illness. It allows you to retain your dignity and remain seen as a whole person, beyond just your medical issues. Ultimately, your health is a deeply personal matter. You deserve to share only what you're comfortable with and on your own terms. Keeping your health information private empowers you to live life on your own terms, without being defined solely by your condition or treatment. Your medical situation is just one part of who you are. It doesn't define you, and neither should anyone else. 5. Sexuality is sacred. Sexuality is a deeply personal aspect of life, one that remains significant as we age. While society often overlooks or stigmatizes the sexual lives of older adults, it's important to understand that intimacy doesn't lose its meaning over time. In fact, for many, intimacy can become even more profound as relationships evolve and mature. It is a part of who we are, a part of the human experience, and it deserves respect no matter our age. However, talking about our sexual lives or romantic relationships can be tricky, especially as we grow older. There is often a societal barrier that treats older adults as if their sexual needs and desires no longer exist or should be disregarded. Unfortunately, this sometimes results in people feeling the need to hide or feel ashamed of their intimacy. This can lead to a sense of discomfort when discussing such matters, even with those close to us. But it's essential to remember that sexuality is a natural part of life, and it doesn't fade with age. As we grow older, we may experience a deeper connection with our partners, as relationships mature and evolve. In this stage of life, the intimacy shared can be more meaningful than ever before. But there's a reason why our sexual lives should remain private. It is sacred. What happens between you and your partner is something unique and personal. It's about trust, connection, and mutual respect. When you share these details with others, you risk reducing this sacred bond into something trivial or misunderstood. People may make inappropriate assumptions or judgments, and that can interfere with the true, intimate relationship you've worked so hard to nurture. Intimacy is not just about physical closeness. It is about emotional depth, trust, and mutual understanding. These are things that should be safeguarded between you and your partner. By keeping your sexual life private, you preserve that sacred bond and respect the connection you share. Each relationship is unique, and the experiences you have with your partner are yours to cherish, not for others to scrutinize or comment on. As we get older, our needs and desires may shift, but the fundamental need for respect, privacy, and love remains constant. By not sharing intimate details of your sexual life, you ensure that your relationship stays strong, private, and deeply respected. Your experiences belong only to you and your partner, and keeping them private safeguards the sanctity of your relationship. 6. Charity. Giving without expectation. There is something deeply fulfilling about helping others. Whether it's through a donation, volunteering, or simply offering your support when someone is in need. As we grow older, many of us find more time and resources to contribute to causes that are close to our hearts. But there's a key difference between genuinely giving from the heart and doing so for recognition. When you share your charitable acts with the world, it risks turning the focus from the good you're doing to how others perceive your actions. Publicly announcing your donations or volunteer work can create an environment where giving feels more like a performance than a sincere desire to help. It may also inadvertently put pressure on others to follow suit, even if they're not in a position to give. True charity is about the impact you make, not the attention you receive. By keeping your charitable efforts private, you maintain the dignity of the recipients, too. Not everyone wants to be seen as someone who is in need of charity, and when you give quietly, it allows them to retain their pride. The most meaningful acts of charity often go unnoticed. It's the act itself, not the recognition, that carries the true value. So, when you give, do so with an open heart and keep the spotlight on the cause, not on yourself. 7. Protecting your honor, embracing humility. Honor and reputation become more valuable as we move through life. By the time we reach our 50s and 60s, we've often built a legacy. Whether it's through raising a family, establishing a career, or contributing to our communities. These achievements reflect our dedication and character. However, it's important to remember that constantly talking about your successes can sometimes lessen the honor you've worked hard to gain. In many cultures, there's a delicate balance between celebrating accomplishments and coming across as boastful. It's natural to take pride in your achievements, but when you continually draw attention to them, it can leave others feeling insecure or even resentful. True honor is not about seeking praise. It's about living with integrity and humility. Honor is earned through action, not through words. It's knowing your value without needing to announce it. By choosing to keep certain aspects of your life private, whether it's your personal victories, your contributions, or your successes, you protect your dignity. This allows people to respect you for who you are, rather than just for what you've done. True respect is about the quiet strength that comes with humility. When you keep your honor intact, you allow your life to speak for itself, showing others your worth without the need to advertise it. Ultimately, protecting your honor is about living authentically and respecting the balance between your inner pride and the way you present yourself to others. 8. Letting go of insults. Finding peace within. Throughout our lives, we all face moments of insult, humiliation, or hurt. These experiences can be deeply painful, leaving emotional scars that can last for years. Sometimes, the pain from these insults lingers and shapes how we view ourselves and others. However, holding on to past wrongs or constantly reliving those moments can prevent us from healing. It keeps anger and resentment alive, making it harder to find peace and move forward. As we grow older, it becomes even more important to let go of past hurts. Holding on to old grievances only weighs us down, creating a barrier to emotional freedom. By choosing to keep these painful experiences private, we give ourselves the chance to heal without the influence of others' opinions or judgments. This doesn't mean forgetting what happened. It simply means making the choice not to let those past insults define who we are today or in the future. Letting go is a way of protecting our mental and emotional well-being. It allows us the space to grow, evolve, and find peace within ourselves. By releasing past hurt, we regain control over our emotional health and take back the power to shape our own future. The key is to acknowledge the pain, but choose not to carry it with us any longer. Healing comes when we stop allowing those past experiences to govern our present reality. 9. The power of your personal mantra. A mantra isn't just a phrase or a prayer. It's a deeply personal belief, philosophy, or guiding principle that helps us navigate the challenges of life. It could be a religious prayer, a daily affirmation, or even a personal motto. Whatever form it takes, it serves as a beacon, offering strength, comfort, and clarity when life becomes difficult. While it might be tempting to share your mantra, especially if it has helped you overcome obstacles, it's important to remember that not everyone will understand or appreciate your personal beliefs. Your mantra is an internal source of strength. Revealing it to others might weaken its power, as its true strength comes from being a guiding light that is yours alone. By keeping your mantra private, you maintain control over the beliefs that shape your life and provide you with the peace you need during challenging times. The importance of protecting your personal beliefs grows as we age. These principles help maintain a sense of stability and direction. When you keep your mantra private, you preserve the sanctity of your beliefs and ensure they remain a powerful force that guides you through life's journey. This personal philosophy allows you to move forward with grace, self-assurance, and confidence. Life is about knowing what to share and when to keep certain things close to the heart. Your mantra is one of those things. It holds a deep power to guide you, and by protecting it, you ensure that it continues to provide the strength you need. Thank you for watching the entire video. If you found this inspiring and motivating, please comment 1. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time.